Joined by Mike Jones, NFL reporter, columnist for USA Today. Follow him on Twitter @ByMikeJones. Who's the Jonathan Allen of this year's draft class? A guy that's viewed as a top 5, 7 talent that's going to slide down the draft board, that's going to be drafted like 15 to 20. Who is that guy this year?
I mean, it could be Josh Rosen could be a guy. I mean, he was really up there regarded as one of the top quarterbacks, but it seems like as of late he's kind of slid a little bit. So you thought maybe it could be 1 and 2, and you've seen Josh Allen rise. Josh Rosen has gone down a little bit, maybe. But, you know, it all really just depends on what teams are willing to do. If they're able to move up and you know, finagle it with picks and everything like that, then maybe he wouldn't slide. But it does sound like teams have kind of cooled on him a little bit, and it could be a guy that drops down more to the teen range when you thought he was going to be top 10.
So, Mike, that slides to 13, where the Redskins are selecting. I mean, that's the biggest no-brainer for the Redskins to trade back, right? To call everybody that needs a quarterback and say, hey, you got to move up to 13. Rosen's still here. Let's do some business.
Yeah, I think that would be a good situation for them. I mean, they've got their quarterback situation stabilized for the next 2 years at least. You can get another young guy and groom and develop him behind Alex Smith. You would definitely be better served if you're the Redskins by trading back and getting multiple, you know, if you get another first-round pick and then you get a second-round pick or something like that, or you get another high pick for next year, they definitely need to continue to build and strengthen this thing here. And so, yeah, unless there was somebody that they really were absolutely in love with, they should trade back if Rosen was sitting there, or one of the other, you know, top quarterbacks sitting there and people really covet him.
Let's just say at 13 that Roquan Smith, Derwin James, and Minkah Fitzpatrick were all still on the board at 13.
Yep.
Who would the Skins take out of those three?
Fitzpatrick. He is a guy that really could make a difference in their secondary. They have been putting Band-Aids on their safety position for so long, and also they believe that he's a guy that not only can play safety, but he can also slide and cover guys in the slot and be really versatile and effective back there paired with DJ Swearinger. So that would be a great situation. The Redskins would love it if he dropped down to 13. I would be surprised if he's there just because he's so highly regarded. But, yeah, that would be a perfect scenario for them.
Talking to Mike Jones now with the USA Today NFL reporter and columnist about the NFL draft. I'm intrigued with Lamar Jackson. It might just be because my son asks me about him all the time. What is your sense as to where he will end up?
I don't really have a sense right now. It's really hard to put your finger on it and figure out. You know, I talked to a number of people in the past week, and they kind of slid him down a little bit, and Mason Rudolph was bumped ahead of him. I think that kind of the way that he's gone about this whole pre-draft process has been a little frustrating for some people, you know, not just because he doesn't have an agent, but not having an agent, he's hard to get a hold of. You know, they're just kind of some just questions about how he's handling it, how he would handle himself, what he would be like as the face of your franchise. And then if he's going somewhere, it's going to have to be with a team that's very creative. Like Jay Gruden would not be a good head coach for him. He doesn't like changing his offense, you know, overhauling it. You saw he's running a zone read stuff that Shanahan's ran for Griffin. He's like, this is my system, you know, so it's not going to be just any coach that would take him. So that's going to probably cause him to slide a little bit, but I think the best situation would be for him if he had a team that has a veteran quarterback that he can learn behind, but also they have a creative offensive coordinator that doesn't mind going kind of off the you know, the standard script and really do things to help him ease his transition to the NFL.
I mean, I can see the Saints maybe, you know, at wherever they're picking 27, 28, snagging them there. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anywhere late first round, could be early to mid second round.
Mike, do you think it's a monumental gaffe by the Redskins if they take a Darius Geis at 13 and don't trade back on the pick, or don't capitalize on a really good defensive player being pushed down the draft board by all the quarterbacks being taken in the top 10?
I don't think it's a major gaffe just because of the fact that they have, I mean, look at their running game.
Yeah.
They've been looking for a solution on the cheap for quite a while now. They got lucky, not lucky, but, you know, who expected Alfred Morris to be as good as he was as a sixth-round pick? But, you know, now he's gone. They let him looking for an answer at running back and haven't really had a game changer. But if you look at teams like the Cowboys or the Rams who invested high picks in the running backs, and those are the really talented guys, they've really helped transform their offense. And so if Redskins do that, then, I mean, I think that that's a good thing. They're just really not – you can't really look at their roster at any one spot other than maybe left tackle and say that it's a gaffe if they take this player. If it's a highly rated player, they could use the help there because they're not one piece away. They're still a ways away and need to really bolster their team in a number of areas.